When it comes to the middleweight sport bike segment, there once was a time not too long ago when this segment was it. I mean, red, green, blue and white, and blue. All four Japanese manufacturers were fighting hammer and tong in an effort to reign supreme in this category. These days, it appears the bell is rung on the 600cc fight. However, Kawasaki is definitely not quite ready to tap out just yet. Case in point, the new Ninja ZX6R KRT edition. Beyond the new color TFT screen with smartphone connectivity and bold new graphics, this Ninja now boasts a 636cc power plant, along with a quick shifter and slipper clutch. There's also now integrated riding modes that combine the riding modes or power maps with the traction control. By the way, that traction control is also rider selectable. Want more technology? How about a traction control system that is also looking at throttle position, engine speed, clutch actuation, and gear position? What? Talk about racetrack technology for the street. So how does it all work out in the world of street lights and radar guns? Well, let's ask this week's guest rider. So Doug, you have a 2022 that you race, ZX6R. You race it during the Amateur Race Series here in Ontario. I thought it'd be kind of fun to put you on the new gen or the most recent version of your motorcycle. What did you think? What was your first impression?
Well, the first thing that I thought that was really cool with the new one versus my slightly older one is the gauges. And the gauge is very complex and very crisp, very futuristic and new. I felt really cool just being around it. That was the big differential.
Yeah.
It's super quick and nimble, and I mean, it looks a little meaner in the newer years too. I thought that was kind of cool too.
Oh, really? The silhouette feels a little meaner.
Yeah, the front end, the headlights are kind of sunk into the bodywork, which is kind of fun.
Yeah.
And it just looks like sport bikes in general. I've noticed that they just try to look mean, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I've found with this bike specifically.
What about the engine? First of all, how does it feel? Like you fired it up, is it just very similar, or is it just old home week, or is there something a little different here?
It felt really much, I don't want to say the same, but very similar in the same realm.
Yeah.
To the older models, and but the quick shifter is the meat and potatoes, and it feels like butter when you're shifting.
Yeah.
And that, if someone has never used a quick shifter ever, this is what you want out of this bike. It feels really good.
Yeah. What did you think of just, if you had to describe for the average viewer watching at home, how would you describe the power delivery and the sound of this engine?
So for a factory exhaust setup, it sounds pretty good. Typically, the people that buy these bikes, they rip that off and put on some sort of something other than that.
Yeah.
That's not really my thing for a street bike, but the sound and feel of this setup with the factory, there's no aftermarket anything on this bike. It felt really good. The delivery, the power delivery to the ground was great. It handled really nice, and the acceleration was great. So it felt kind of like I was at home.
We're riding around on some pretty bumpy roads. I mean, this is clearly designed as a track weapon, and maybe something for a track day weapon. But what did you feel like in terms of just how this lives on the street?
So I've always, in all of my life riding sport bikes, I always found that you gotta understand what the bike's gonna do and position yourself accordingly.
Yeah.
With this one specifically, we were on some bumpy roads and some gravelly parts and potholes and that kind of stuff. But it took the bumps and I felt, because I knew they were coming and saw they were coming, I was able to anticipate what it was gonna do.
Yeah.
But it was very comfortable. The rear shock, it seemed to absorb and do the job that it's supposed to do, and it made me feel comfortable.
I got to spend a couple of hours on this bike on the highway and also on the back roads, and I found it pretty comfortable, you know, but it is a hard edge motorcycle. How would you describe the riding position and the saddle and the mirrors, all that sort of stuff?
In my experience, sport bikes and comfort do not go hand in hand.
Yeah.
And I always found that the seating position on these sport bikes is like to the front of the bike.
Yeah.
And this one, I found that the seat was a little bit bigger, so that was kind of nice.
Yeah.
And the like the comfortability, it was a little bit nicer than some of the other sport bikes I've ridden, and the seat was a little softer than normal, which was kind of nice.
Yeah.
And I found that all of the controls were within thumb's reach, and I kind of knew where they were right off the hop.
Yeah.
They're in the right spots.
Yeah.
And also has a hazard mode, which is great if you're pulled over or have to use the phone or ask for directions or whatever like that.
Yeah. So overall, this is clearly not an entry-level motorcycle. I don't even have to ask that question. But who do you think would like to have a bike like this in the garage? Who is this for?
So the seasoned veteran rider, 20 plus years experience. Personally, I don't need anything bigger than the 600, so my preference would be to have a bike at this middleweight class.
Yeah.
And if you're going from, say, a Kawasaki 300, 400, 500 and you want to have a little bit more jam, this is great, and it's not the 1000cc that might be a little bit too much for that customer.
Right.
So you get a little bit of I don't want to say slower, but a little less intimidating factor of the leader bikes.
Yeah.
And you get a little bit more than the lightweights. So this could be the bike that you graduate into and just stay at for your entire riding career.
Right. And you're definitely gonna, when you have an opportunity, you're gonna take it to the track.
Oh yeah.
Definitely a track day weapon, right?
Definitely.
Awesome. Well, great job and good luck this weekend with your own racing. But yeah, thanks for giving it a shot.